Hi, it's Angie. Welcome to my channel. So thank you for being here. I'm just gonna get my coffee. So, uh, so I'm just gonna tell you a little story here. I do look really wrinkly in here. There's possibly a wrinkle in this Tempe case. Now, I'm relocated 5.5 years ago to a new community. And this is why I always tell people when you relocate, take time in getting to know your neighbors. But there was a mistake that I did because I was very vulnerable when I moved. It reminds me of the card that I brought out yesterday, which was the begs card. But just let me get this out here. So anyways, take your time in getting to know your neighbors. So familiarity, something with familiarity. Anyways, narcissistic abuse from the family will have you attract a lot of unhealthy people. Now, back to my story. When we did relocate, the neighbor next door came and barged right into our lives very, very fast. And I made the mistake of just assuming that I did the neighbor thing, the neighborly thing, not knowing that not knowing that I attracted a female narcissist and a couple, a husband and a wife team, that would soon turn their back on me and smear me to people that I don't even know. I don't even know these neighbors. Now, I pay attention, coupled with the fact that I saw her yesterday. She's a little bit of a sour puss and will always fire this really nasty, uppity up look at me, and I just ignore it. So no weapon formed against us will prosper, because jealousy is the name of the game. And we're talking about Tempe again. Now, hear me out. Okay, so is it possible? So, and is it Angeline Levy? I always get her name mixed. I can't say her name. Anjanelle Levy. She's a reporter, I think, well, on this as well. She did an interview with, I think it was Rob, the brother-in-law, to Monique Spencer. Now, he said something that really stuck out for me, is that Monique wasn't shy in talking about the abuse from her ex, okay? So when I brought out my begs card yesterday, that's a card in my deck here. Sometimes I wonder why I bring out cards. And I used to talk about this person all the time, okay? This was a childhood bully, but that person really affected me. And I was talking about it all the time up until we relocated. Now, we could have someone here that Monique inadvertently, well, we're just doing victimology here. Did she say something to someone, and that someone is this I told two friends and so on, like the neighbor next door, the uppity, and somehow it got back to Dr. Michael McKee, because people are looking for motive, because we know that he didn't, so they confirmed yesterday in that interview, or that police chief confirmed that there was no reports filed of abuse from Monique Tepe or the Tempes whatsoever. And just 1 minute, I'm going to get back to my dream. And there was no history of domestic violence, but whatever on record. So that's on record, completely different than not being on record. Now, I'm just going to give you a little bit of information on this dream that I had. Now, so we have a garage door here, and in the garage is our freezer, like a freezer where we buy food and we store it in the freezer. I was going into the garage, and the neighbors next door, which are unfortunately a card in my deck, were in the garage. And I closed the door and I thought, shucks, I can't get into the garage. And they were in the freezer like ice buckets. unbelievably cold and detached people. And then I remember thinking to myself, there's a shadow here. They're going to see me listening to them talking about me, because they were talking about me. So I'm trying to connect something here, because is it possible that this could be the motive for this Dr. McKee guy? Because he looks like he's puffed out. He looks like he doesn't care in the world. Is it possible that she may have inadvertently, her being Monique, spoke to someone, and that about Dr. McKee's abuse? We have to say it's alleged abuse. And then that person went and told him, and then that is what fueled his rage. Well, I don't know, because I know that there are a lot of people that have been envious of her lifestyle, just like there are some people out there that are envious of Anjanelle Levy getting that interview from Rob, the brother-in-law. So that's my good morning. That's, I don't like these lights here, but anyways. So if it's your birthday, happy birthday, because I feel like somebody here, it's their birthday. So maybe that's explaining the begs card that came out yesterday, because it does happen. It feels to me that this isn't over yet. And when you're like in an insane asylum, when you are raised with a narcissistic family, you can attract a lot of narcissistic friends and not even know it. But it feels to me somebody spilled the beans, possibly, because it does happen. So I'm taking one for my Transylvania deck, because he would have been a very difficult person to walk away from, but she did walk away from it. She physically they did, but the scars these are war wounds, or these are wounds that you carry. She's carried these wounds for a very, very long time. So no two mountains will meet, but two people will. And I'm just going to see what cards come out here, because these are the people in your neighborhood, and it could be somebody that she met at a dog park inadvertently. Well, I guess it's stay tuned, but it does happen. So let's see what comes out here. Yeah, this is the Aunt Diva. This is wash that gray right out of your hair. Did she speak to somebody at a hair salon, possibly about her failed marriage with him? That possibly was a real monkey on her back, because lots of whispering going on. Sometimes I did it. I was too trusting. I trusted everybody, and it came to bite me back in the butt. And this is victimology. I'm just trying to think of a motive here. So that's the Aunt Diva card. The hairdresser knows everything. The lyrics to One Night in Bangkok makes the heart grow humble. There's a line in there. It says, go back to your bars and your whatever. And so I don't know. But I do know that lots of people that have suffered narcissistic abuse or abuse, they talk a lot about it, like I did. I talked incessantly about that bully. He was nothing but a bully to her, and maybe he got wind of it and he took offense to it, and this would have been another rage. I'm just speculating. One night in bank, yeah. Well, this is the even Steven card. He got even with her. That is the covert narcissist. That's the even Steven. He wanted to get even with both of them. And maybe he being that McKee guy, maybe he was the butt of their jokes. Maybe. Don't get me wrong. I'm not giving him roses by any means, but he was definitely a thorn in her side here. Yeah, I knew this card was gonna come up. Maybe he felt, I'm just talking a little bit about motive. Maybe he felt, well, that's kind of like what he thinks now, right? You can kiss you know, because in essence, he's the one that got the last laugh out of this. It's sad to say, but maybe he took offense to that, it. These egos are very, very fragile. Okay, so thank you for being here. That's a warm, wonderful, they were a warm, wonderful couple. And that's Stripes. He's in jail now. And I'd be, as an Anjanelle Levy, I'm surprised that she said something as well, alluded to the fact that he already said something about his alibi. I don't understand how a lot of people get firsthand information. I'm kind of confused about that myself. So we'll just take one here. And narcissism is no joke, okay? Because that was the no joke card. Because it was whatever he did that night. It really ripped apart that whole family. And I don't even want to think about really what went on there. But there's something with Tupac. I wonder if that's, I wonder if she went to, if she liked tarot, her being Monique. This is the Athens office here. You know, I did have a channel once upon a time, and as soon as somebody got wind that I would be speaking of another channel, this is what minions do. Even if I would have touched my hair, something with braids. Now, this is what minions do. Minions, a lot of these minions are narcissists too. They could have easily have been friends with narcissists. Because he's got he's wearing, this is him being Dr. McKee, wearing the hat, trying to cover it up with the Athens. It's gyro, always reminds me of Athens, and he's gonna have a defense. I'd be very surprised what his defense is. But they do have a lot of minions. That's the Rocky card. One night in Bangkok with the husband. Oh, this is the Uncle Fununcle. Okay, something with pleading the fifth, but this is, you know, in some instances, this is, she was played, Monique was played by this guy. In some cases where you're talking about your ex, a lot of people in there don't have empathy. And it's like sometimes they say, do you want some more cheese with that wine? Or get over it. That's something that a lot of people would possibly have said to Monique, was get over it. Well, I bet you, well, I don't know, because I know a lot of these minions don't have remorse either. That's the fiddle card. And you know, a lot of the lawsuits, this character, McKee, Dr. McGee, was running from lawsuits, changing his name. That's the violin card. Lots of people, like I said, it's like they don't want to hear it. And it falls on deaf ears. But they knew enough to phone 911. So I'm taking one from the Guardian Angel deck. This is Liberty. Life of Liberty. That's the Life of Liberty. I don't even want to say what I really want to say. That's the Say Cheese, Please. Because they looked like, well, you saw the beautiful photos of them at that dentist office, and at that Athens dentist office. But, you know, sometimes, and someone said, something with riddled with bullets. I just think it would have been very, 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 very deafening to not hear a gunshot. That's what I think. But Okay, so it's almost like spare me, you know. Some people maybe didn't take it seriously, because he said that she wasn't shy. He being the brother-in-law, she wasn't shy about opening up. So she still had an enormous time to get over the abuse. This guy must have inflicted a lot of emotional abuse on her. Yeah. This is, she most likely, possibly for a short period of time, had that Stockholm syndrome. Is it Stockholm? Stockholm, where she was in love with her captor. It happens a lot. It happened to me. I was attached to a lot of unhealthy people for a very long time. He's the Debbie Downer in this. He was the Debbie Downer. Those are relatives. Okay, so we'll see what comes out here. Narcissists are very, very territorial. Even if you escape the grips of them, they still feel like they own you. And maybe he was looking out, communicating with some of her friends, communicating with some relatives of her. Oh, yeah. This is one of the this is what he is. This is the dangerous card in my deck. Lots of people couldn't understand why she didn't leave him the first time, or there was a couple of attempts at divorce. This is a very, very dangerous card. This is the master cunning manipulator. He came in there like a incredible Hulk. He looks like he's beefed up, and Spencer, I hope, most likely fought back, because it would have startled him around those children, around their children. Maybe Spencer put himself in front of Monique, or we don't know yet, because I think he was found deceased on the dead. Oh, he was a dead man walking. Well, this guy's a dead man walking now. I just shudder to think what happened. Anyways, I'm trying not to be negative, because this is the day Critter died. I always pay attention to my dreams. Always, always, always. Okay, so I'm going to do one more here. You know, I like to say what the Sherpas say, as bad as it is. There has to be something learned here. There has to be something positive that will come out of this eventually. Maybe it will be someone that listens to their videos and decides to put a lock on the door. Maybe it'll be somebody that, you know, maybe the screens were unlocked. I don't know, but maybe there always has to be something that is positive that has to come out of this. Maybe not yet, but maybe in time. Somebody will call the police and have a record of something, because it feels to me that maybe Monique was too sensitive or too kind to do that. And maybe her way of speaking to everybody about it was her way of getting it off of her chest, not knowing that there could have been some kind of gossiper there that got back to him. This is just pure speculation. Yeah, could have been this person. Absolutely, 100%. This could have got back to that Dr. McKee from a busybody. The busybody in the neighborhood, the busybody that is the neighbor next door, the busybody. This is why I keep it close, because you're mine. I walk the line, but I don't walk the line for these people anymore. But this is the busybody. This is a textbook queen out there. These are the two-faced people. She may have trusted someone or in a trusted circle that maybe, because it's not only about in that life, but because it does happen. So pay attention when you move into a new neighborhood. This is the unalive yourself, because that's the unalive yourself card, because actually that was the day Critter died. That was the other card that came up, was because of the stress from this person. So these narcissistic psychopaths are out there in your neighborhood, in your family, in your exes, and they can be a real thorn in your side, even when you move on, because they don't move on. So I don't know what else is going to come out here, because this is all speculation, and I was just kind of wondering about that. How did he carry that grudge for so long, or why did he carry that grudge for so long? It's the oral health card. Intense jealousy, intense rage with the dentist and his wife, possibly all of the friendships that they had around them, and was a busybody, was nothing but a busybody, watching her all the time. So there's a lot of different messages in here. This is all about victimology. You know, this would have been don't let the door hit you on the way out. And so take care. Have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe if you wish. And narcissism cannot be cured. They fake it. My priceless cards. This is poison ivy. This is poison ivy and envy around Monique. And realize. She realized the realize. I realized the realize. And she definitely had a hard time comprehending what happened to her regarding that McKee guy. So saddle up, because I think there's going to be more twists and turns in this case. There always is twists and turns regarding any kind of psychopath out there. So like, subscribe if you wish. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you when we see you. It's all done. Enjoy.